Hi, this is Deadman. If you're watching this video, I assume you're old enough to see gore, violence, swearing, and general adult content. If you aren't old enough, come back with some ID. Or a fake one.
What the hell?
Our records don't say anything about a machine like this.
Platinum games are always a win. The loading screens are boot-up sequences. This is an interesting feature that could potentially help people who want to play the game, but may have difficulties with controls. Win for accessibility options.
Everything that lives is designed to end.
Is that a robot/android jab, a jab at the game, or a jab at humanity? I can't tell.
We are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. Is this a curse? Or some kind of punishment? I often think about the god who blessed us with this cryptic puzzle.
Wow, sang the themes of the game right at the start of the story. Yoko Taro's particular knack for storytelling never ceases to amaze me.
And wonder if we'll ever have the chance to kill him.
There's also a healthy amount of philosophy scattered about, some subtle and others not so subtle.
1D down. Assuming captain's duty.
That's a neat way to denote a battlefield promotion.
Heavy damage. Standard top label down has been activated.
Pod 042 has got a top-of-the-line processor to be able to run all those functions simultaneously.
Activating short-range attack gear.
Now that's an entrance! Also, you may be wondering why, out of any design possible, YoRHa would choose a gothic Lolita battle dress for androids. The answer is simple. Why not?
Alert. Large enemy group detected.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
2B is not playing around.
Enemies destroyed.
Not quite.
Perceptive.
Better make sure he's actually dead next time. That was dangerous, man.
9S to the rescue. Instead of sealed verses this time around, we get pod programs, which are equally as devastating.
Exit confirmed closed.
So open it.
Negative. Nearby enemies are jamming our signal.
Nothing's ever easy.
No, but where's the fun if it is?
The enemy seems to have repurposed the facility to increase their overall machine production.
So if we don't destroy it, they'll just keep coming.
Yes, machines are an enemy. There's no way this will backfire and make me feel horrible like the Shades did. Right? That does not bode well.
Is that?
You mean the birds? Yeah, there's more plants and animals here than there used to be. Probably because the environment's changed.
There's something beautiful about seeing nature retake the Earth. Yeah, there's no way I'm not talking about Keiichi Okabe's score again. He somehow made two amazing soundtracks with no bad songs in the lineup. There's also a lot of musical pieces that borrow from NieR Replicant/Gestalt's OST that are arranged in such a way that the song is almost unrecognizable.
Packing in!
Boost!
Oh good, he's alive. Sort of. In the Bishop kinda way.
Pod, get me staunching gel and logic virus vaccines. Then access the—
Inadvisable. The subject's vital signs are too poor to attempt field repair in
Shut up!
current...
Just do what I say!
2B. Just go.
You shut up too.
Even though they're androids and are prohibited from expressing emotions, they still do. Interesting.
Enemy unit subjugation complete.
Beating Goliath with its own arm. Where have I seen that before? Oh right, Platinum made this.
You just die already!
Requesting destruction of enemy hostiles via black box reaction.
Request accepted.
2B. It was an honor to fight with you. Truly.
The honor was mine.
Well, that's one way to do it. Two B's okay. You can end the game early and get one of the many joke endings by removing your OS chip. Also, eating fish.
So, mission complete and all that, huh? The Goliaths were wiped out, and we secured a route into enemy territory. Now we can...
9S,
Yeah?
thank you for uploading my data to the bunker.
Gratitude.
I did that? Sorry, I don't remember. There wasn't a whole lot of bandwidth down there, you know? I probably only had enough time to back up your memories. Mine are only intact up to the point just before we rendezvoused.
That sucks for 9S, but it's sweet nonetheless.
Glory to mankind.
Glory to mankind.
Keep this in mind, it's gonna come back later. Also, gotta praise the sound design for that extended glove clenching sound. Wow, that was tense. I like that the online portion of the game is asynchronous. You can find other androids that have perished in the world and repair them, or use them to gain new chips and experience. No sense in letting them go to waste.
5012 AD. The year mankind's glorious history came to a sudden and abrupt end, when the world was invaded by aliens from beyond the stars. The aliens unleashed a new breed of weapon, machine lifeforms, that all but annihilated human civilization.
Yes, it was definitely the aliens that killed the human race. As always, I love great sound design. And also love how the pause menu is just another function of 2B's operating system. Also, didn't mention it before, but the flight units being VTOL and extremely versatile are most certainly a win.
Hey, 2B! You should know better than to try that. Not even a cutting-edge YoRHa like you would survive that kind of fall. Try not to act so recklessly, alright?
Wow, Yoko Taro knows games, since the first thing I did was test the fall damage, especially since there was none in Replicant. Wins for meta jokes. The combat is very fun and satisfying, and it being a Platinum game, I am not disappointed. As you acquire more weapons, your combos get more intense and wild, and it's amazing. I especially love being able to wield two weapons and getting to change your combo up depending on what you have equipped.
Hypothesis. Jamming caused by enemies in local vicinity.
Having to clear out these vending machines turned access points is a great way to open up the ability to save, as well as give you an area map.
Map data, huh? It's hard to get an accurate picture from this. Our satellite resolution isn't so hot.
While 9S does have a point, the map is a tad difficult to decipher early on, but you get used to it after a while. Plus, they're androids, so they probably don't even need full resolution.
Plant life has claimed most of the central area. Big plants, too.
Report. Records show that vegetation has grown to an abnormal size since the departure of humans.
I'll say it again. I love seeing a city overgrown by flora and fauna. Now that we're in the middle of it, we can see just how much has been taken over. It really makes for a hauntingly beautiful and hopeful set piece for our adventure.
Wonder if there are any huge boars and such, too.
Replicant callback.
Name's Jackass. Nice to meet ya. I hear you're planning to take out all the machines in the desert? Guess that means we need to get that entrance open.
Looks like it. So, Jackass, was it? What are you doing all the way out here?
Oh, that? Well... wouldn't want to have anyone getting tangled up in that, now would we?
Jackass is truly a delight, from her attitude to her love of explosives. Sand surfing.
What's with the weird-looking outfits?
I've seen that sort of thing when I was going through some old data. It looks like what humans used to wear long ago. Certain human collectives used to use face paint like that, too.
Another replicant reference, this time is specifically about the sod. I do think it's pretty cool how you can shoot the enemy's bullets to counteract some of the sections that can be akin to bullet hell sections. Killing a robot orgy is not something I thought I'd put up my gamer resume. Jokes aside, this is one of the moments that makes you question what's going on. We were told these are nothing but mindless machines hell-bent on destroying us and all that we care about. Yet, here they are, practicing some of the most basic of human emotions. Love, whether it can be through lust or the love for a child. Really makes you step back and take a look at who you are and whether you are the monster in the scenario. Still pretty what the fuck, though.
An android?
No! This is a machine!
What the fuck?
I'm as anatomically impaired as a kendo.
Sword. Dodge. Projectile. Deflect.
I think he's evolving!
Oh no, apparently Adam was created with Skynet's learning software. Brutal.
Damn it, not another one!
That is simultaneously awesome and terrifying. Okay, that's a hilarious trophy name. That gets a win.
What are those? What the?
Wow, this is weird.
Let's be happy together.
It's strange and unnerving walking into the amusement park and being surrounded by machines that don't attack. I like these forced perspective sections that make the platforming a lot easier, as well as making them cinematic in most instances.
Hey, 2B?
Yes?
People who know me well usually call me Nines, so...
Oh.
So what do you think?
Of?
I mean, if you want to call me Nines, it's totally okay.
I'm good.
Oh. Alright.
Oof, that's rough, buddy. Speaking of cinematic set pieces, I love this roller coaster ride while fighting off the machines. That's how you start off a boss fight. I love Simone's design, and it leads very well into her story. I love the way a beautiful song is used in this boss fight. It just fits in perfectly, and the beautiful aspect of the name relates back to Simone's story. That robotic laugh shows you the depth of Simone's insanity, but, as with Replicant, we won't know the full context until Route B. I love the shifting from regular sounding music to 8-bit when hacking. The most impressive thing is it's seamless, so no matter when you shift, the song is in the same place.
Are we seriously being attacked with dead androids?
Wait, I don't think... 2B! I'm detecting black box signals! They aren't dead. They've been turned into weapons!
Oh, that is so messed up.
Makansap! Makakasabap! Mikasapa! Oh, to hell with it! Special beam cannon!
That machine had some pretty weird things to say, huh? It's almost like it had actual emotion.
The machines don't have feelings. You said that yourself.
Yeah, I guess.
Or do they? This starts the section of 2B and 9S doubting the things they've been told, especially since we're about to visit Pascal and his village.
Operator 60 to 2B. Time for your regularly scheduled contact.
2B here. What's wrong?
Oh. There's this operator I kind of liked, but when I asked her out, she turned me down. Honestly, 2B, I don't know how I'm supposed to go on living.
I am definitely not the person to discuss this with.
60 is not a huge presence, but she's our link to the bunker, and hearing her sad makes me sad too. Also, 2B's reaction is hilarious.
I don't think I can stand spending one more day in this bunker.
You leaving would be bad for me. It would affect mission efficiency.
Are you saying you need me, 2B?
All Model B combat units require the assistance of an operator. So...
2B?
That's all. Closing this channel.
2B is callous about it, but at least she gave 60 some kind of reassurance. Fishing with your pod.
Now do you believe we're not a threat?
Your mouth can say anything it wants, but you still don't have a heart.
I suppose that's technically accurate. Yes, well, you're free to visit our village whenever you like.
Pascal is so wholesome, I can't help but to love him.
After all, the only way to understand someone is to get to know them. Isn't that right?
He brings up a good point, and that even ties into the central conflict. The androids spend all their time fighting machines and never bother to ask why. It's only after meeting Pascal and the other inhabitants of the village that 2B and 9S begin to question their roles and the orders they were given.
I used command's data to determine the signal's source and marked it on the map. But it seems to be underground. Like way underground.
Ah, I see the aliens have excellent taste in music. As with before, you get a trophy for being cheeky. Only this time you're met with annoying indifference as opposed to outright violence. You get to fight a robot wise in the way of martial arts.
I know Kung Fu.
You can pick up multiple types of pods, letting you swap between bullets, missiles, and a laser.
You can self-destruct, and apparently all that does is explode your skirt.
Yeah, I can't let you take wins away for fan service.
My name is Adam.
I think I shall call him Adam.
The aliens you seek are no longer here. They were wiped out centuries ago. By us, the machines.
That's a plot twist I didn't see coming. Makes this war all the more useless, eh?
Machines are weapons capable of evolution. We can grow. We can become aware.
That explains the machines learning to feel after all this time.
But the humans on the moon? Now they are interesting.
Why that?
Because they are an enigma. They killed uncountable numbers of their own kind, and yet loved in equal measure. It's fascinating, don't you think? What could possibly drive such behavior?
That does bring up an interesting point.
Report. Satisfied.
You can give pod head pats.
Transporters? They let you transfer your consciousness to a temporary body back in the bunker.
That's a unique way of handling fast travel.
Man, this job can be pretty rough sometimes, huh?
We don't get to choose our assignments, and you should work on keeping your opinions in check. YoRHa aren't allowed to be emotional, remember?
I think some of us are better at that than others.
Fun fact, the reason YoRHa units aren't allowed to have emotions is from Devla and Popola going berserk back in replicant times.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Juliet, Juliet, wherefore art thou, Juliet?
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, which one of thou art Romeo?
Juliet, Juliet, I am not overly sure.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, then let us call thy numbers.
Juliet, Juliet, then I shall take thy life.
Die, Romeo, thou stupid asshole.
I shall make thee regret the day of thy birth.
I shall make thee taste the dirt.
Die. Destroy.
I'll kill thee.
Die, die, die.
I'll tear the shit out of thee.
Be gone from this world forever, wench.
Bleach by double, wretched man.
Piss it off.
My Romeos are no more. I have slain them each and all. I must join them anon.
That's certainly the most interesting rendition of Romeo and Juliet I've ever seen.
You see? Total slave driver. Whoopsh.
If she didn't order others around, what kind of leader would she be? Well, that's new.
Okay, having a fight over the waters of the ruined city is awesome as is. It becomes full-blown epic when you throw this behemoth into the mix. Even if it takes a few tries to work, firing a railgun at this giant machine is epic.
Are you alright, Toby?
Pascal to the rescue. Resident Evil 4 merchant reference.
What do you want?
Easy, Devila. There's no need to be so confrontational.
And you don't have to trust every idiot that wanders by.
Devil and Popola are a win. Sure, they tried to kill us last time, but they're a newer model that hopefully won't go berserk when one of them dies.
You're oddly chatty today.
Affirmative. As a support unit, I am capable of engaging in conversation as necessary. Proposal. 2B should initiate conversation more frequently.
Proposal denied.
The copied city is obviously trying to replicate a normal city, but being in it with dead androids and everything being sheer white is incredibly unnerving.
Welcome to my beloved city.
Adam knows how to make an entrance with style.
I seek to learn and adopt all facets of humanity. Some desired love, others family. Only then did I realize the truth. The core of humanity is conflict. They fight, steal, kill. This is humanity in its purest form.
You know nothing about humanity.
Have I offended you, little android? Did I speak ill of your beloved humans? The truth can be so painful. I strive to attain nothing less than the essence of humanity itself. We machines exist in a connected network. We are immortal, invincible, and yet, within all those infinite bits of data, there exists not even the merest flicker of being. of life. Death, even the concept of death, has no meaning to us.
Yoko Taro breaks down humanity through Adam, and you know what? Can't even say he's wrong. To humanity's core, we're always fighting with one another, especially over petty things. And it's baffling why we are as intelligent as we are without taking a step forward to fix this.
I have severed my connection to the network. Now, let us embrace death. I prepared this just for you. I mean, after all, we all need something to fight for, don't we?
Oh wow, that's just twisted.
You son of a... I'll kill you!
Yes! That's it. That's the feeling. Pure hate!
Anger and hate are supreme.
Is this death?
2B decided to shed a little color on the pure white world. Also, holy crap, brutal.
Still, you should probably be careful. We machines can be rather unpredictable.
Even you?
In truth, yes. Now that we're cut off from the network, we no longer share data with each other. We can speak, of course, but I find that language contains many ways to hide one's true intentions.
That's very profound. People constantly say things that differ from our intentions or true thoughts for a multitude of reasons.
You enter the domain of God.
I immediately regret my decision of coming here.
This all seems pretty shady if you ask me.
So why are you still here?
Well, I brought you this far, didn't I? It's my duty to see this through to the end.
Appreciated.
Loyalty and appreciation. I swear, I didn't kill the robot Pope.
His wondrous grace has become a god.
Now I'm really regretting my decision to come here.
I was right. This is shady. Fascinating, though. I've never seen machines with such unique perspectives. I wonder if there's a way to collect...
Less talk, more running.
While it's hilarious Pascal wants to study the machines because it's interesting, 2B has a point. Now is not the time.
Are they eating them?
Zombie robots is not something I thought I'd ever see.
To me!
NieR is a little shit, but damn does he come in with the assist. So the long and short of this is we killed Adam, pissed off Eve, and now he's a giant robot flying snake. Alrighty then.
I know you two feel the same. That this world is utterly meaningless. As far as I'm concerned, my brother was everything. And now, everything must die!
Ray Chase isn't in this NieR game as much as the last one, but his performance is no less stellar. It's also interesting to note that Adam and Eve have similar relation to Devil and Popolo, where when one sibling falls, the other goes berserk. This just goes to show the depths of humanity the machines have adapted to.
Analysis. The actions of Unit 9S have an unacceptably low probability of success. Proposal. Unit 2B should abandon Unit 9.
If 9S says he can do it, then he will!
Loyalty.
Brother.
Damn. Damn, killing him with a broken blade? Brutal.
I must have been corrupted when Eve detached from the network.
No.
It's okay. I can always reload my backup data from the bunker.
But you'll lose you, the you that exists at this very moment.
9S gets corrupted and... wow, this is just as bleak as Replicant.
But wait, there's more.
I hate you sometimes.
Please, Tubi. I want you to do this for me.
Yoko Taro didn't even remotely shy away from this scene. It's both incredibly sad and uncomfortable as the camera stays on them as 2B chokes the life out of 9S. The focus then shifts to an uncomfortably long segment of 2B crying, showing a real display of heart-wrenching emotion, something that the androids are forbidden to do, yet does anyway, as these mechanical beings are as emotionally complex as we are.
But they're machines. How can they feel in the first place?
Doesn't matter, that's not what the story is about. It's about telling a humanist tale through inhuman beings.
It always ends like this.
Some breadcrumbs here for a future route to make light of later.
Wait a second, 2B!
9S is alive. Sort of.
It looks like I left my personal data in the machine side of things. Next thing I knew, my sense of self was regenerated over the surrounding network. Having multiple selves fused together like this is a pretty valuable experience, so I wanted to record it. But I couldn't access any storage areas yet, so I just multiplexed it over the memories of some nearby enemies so that when I returned to my own...
Weight of the World is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard, and Janique Nicole just kills the vocals with the song. This is a perfect song to end the game on. But there's still more to go. Two B's okay.
Brother, please start moving.
Wow, rolling right into the gut punches, eh? This beginning sequence is so hard to watch as we in fact do see the machines have emotion, and this little one tries his hardest to revive his brother to no avail. Especially when things like this happen. My feels!
Doesn't matter how much oil you give him, little guy. You can't make a machine your brother.
9S, you calloused little shit.
Starting off Route B, you immediately switch to a different character. Sure, there's a lot of the same plot that goes on in Route B, but there's enough new and additional content, it's not that bad. Plus, as with Replicant, you get more context. Terrible, tragic context. Since 9S is a support unit, his heavy attack is replaced with hacking, which can be a powerful tool in your arsenal.
Hacking complete. One target remains.
Man, this is a real pain.
May I remind you that personal chatter during operations is restricted?
Fine.
9S is such a sassy boy.
Whoa. Get a load of that thing. Firing missiles.
Another neat aspect is getting to see some scenes from a different angle. 9S's systems were damaged badly in his crash landing, and as a consequence, you have to actually boot him up by shooting his systems. You even get a neat little segment controlling Pod and shooting the robots. A nice attention to detail, this is actually a recording of me setting up my settings in-game. How do I know this? Well, I had something that needed taken care of, so there's a 5 or so minute segment of nothing being done.
Oh, and I should probably let you know that this entire process is being recorded for posterity.
Also to make me look like a fool. To keep the fan servicing equal on all sides, you can explode the short pants off of 9S. Having a vice skin for your pod.
Once, long ago, a volcano erupted.
From the fires of the eruption, a god emerged. One day, the god appeared before the machines and said, "Consciousness, pain, joy, misery, fury, shame, desolation, the future, the meaning of life."
In Route B, you get play-type productions with the history of the world with a healthy dose of philosophy. You know, I actually can't pin down when it happens, but between talking with Pascal and learning how the machines are able to emote, you actually start to feel bad for killing these machines, and damn if that's not great writing and world building. Occasionally, you'll get conversations between the two pods to fill in some of the missing pieces and add extra layers to the story.
This is Tactical Support Unit Pod 042.
With all the philosophy in the game, it can't be a coincidence that 2B's pod is designated 042. I can't help but feel like this is a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
The answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything is 42.
I must become more beautiful. And lots of toys make me beautiful. What do you think? I've accentuated my beauty with parts of my machine friends. I'm more beautiful than ever now. So, will you tell me you love me?
Simone has to be one of the most sad stories in the series full of sad stories. She was in love with Jean-Paul, and he rejected her multiple times, giving her a complex. She looked to our past and determined beauty was skin deep, and consumed more and more robots and androids, making her fall deeper into isolation and despair. She just wanted to be loved in return, and it drove her to the point of insanity. I still think some of the best parts of these games are these text logs, giving detailed backstories on characters.
Brother? Why do we have to wear undergarments? It's such a hassle.
Eve's my kind of guy.
Our data suggests that mankind gained great intelligence from consuming fruit.
Bible reference with Adam and Eve eating fruit.
This forest we are stationed in. It is hot, humid, unhygienic, a punishing hell for machine lifeforms. None should have to live in such a place.
Somehow my thoughts on Texas summers make it into the game.
Watch out for hostile enemies, 2B.
Roger that, 9...
Huh? Wait, what did you just say?
Roger that, 9S.
Wait, no, that's not what you said. You said 9s. Or at least something close to.
Cut the chatter and engage the enemy.
I don't know. We're too dumb to figure that out.
Emil's shop theme is so dopey and I love it. By the way, how great is it that Emil is still around after all this time? He's got a sweet ride and a shop of his own. I can't see any reason how this will backfire and be sad. None at all. Will you stop doing that?
I know it's our job and all, but these resistance types sure do use and abuse us, don't they? It's like they see us as a couple of gophers or something.
No complaining about your work. Exchanging information with the Resistance is a vital part of our mission. Besides, being a gopher is safer than being locked in combat all the time. Not dying beats dying any day.
Yeah, that's true.
Looking on the positive side of gopher work.
My name? Eve? This book says it's a woman's name. Shouldn't we be called Cain and Abel or something instead?
If you want to commit fratricide, sure. Make my job easier.
After we're done reading, can we go out and play? I'm sure it'll be tons of fun.
All right, but only after we're finished.
You mean it? Then I'm gonna try extra hard to finish this. Extra hard!
Aw, he was kind of adorable when he's not in a murderous rampage. We get to control a giant missile.
Proposal. Engage memory core diagnostics.
Yeah.
A single reply is sufficient for acknowledgement.
Fine.
You get to play the extended section of hacking your way to 2B and helping her. It's nice to know that YoRHa does spring for actual battle gear. That doesn't look good. So, the visual glitches make things trippy, eh? That may trump the creepiness of Laughing Octopus. Nag! Bring me my brown pants!
Wait, what? Attack functions aren't working.
That's because of their YoRHa IDs.
That's a good thing to have. Just not right now. The entire bunker gets taken over by the virus, and man, does it suck having to mow down your comrades.
Commander, hurry!
I'm staying here. I can't.
On top of that, even the commander gets taken over, making you and 9S the only members of YoRHa remaining.
Alert. Virus contamination rate up to 16%.
2B got infected with the virus, and watching her slowly break down and losing more and more functions is just hard to watch. Especially since she's getting as far away as possible from any other androids to prevent it from spreading.
Alert. YoRHa Unit 2B will sustain serious damage unless the virus is eliminated.
You don't say.
Love how the corrupted effects translate over to the cutscene as well.
2B! Are you...
Nines.
Oh man, that's gonna hit you in the feels. The one and only time she really meant to call him Nines, and she dies.
Proposal. Unit A2 should state her intentions.
What did I just say?
If an attending support unit is not provided with data related to the activity of its target, it is programmed to automatically repeat the request every 30 seconds until such data is made available.
Are you kidding me?
Proposal. Unit A2 should state her intentions. 30 seconds have passed. Proposal. Unit A2 should state her intentions.
Stop! My intention is to beat the hell out of every goddamn machine I can find. Is that enough for you?
Oh look, it's Kaine 2.0. Instead of self-destructing, Kaine, I mean A2, goes into Berserker mode, dishing out more damage, but at the cost of draining her health.
It appears to be a machine lifeform that has adapted to the desert environment. Proposal. Destroy the enemy machine.
Yeah, that's real helpful.
I mean, it kind of is though.
Where the state ceaseth, there only commenceth the man who is not superfluous. I see. It seems this Nietzsche was quite the profound thinker. Or perhaps he skipped right past profound and went straight to crazy instead.
I think that could be said about most philosophers. Oh, this was horrible the first time, but that goes double since it's infected Pascal's peaceful village.
Query. We understand that machine lifeforms can regenerate as long as they possess the required materials. Is this accurate?
Unfortunately, we cannot regenerate our cores. Cores contain the data which forms our self-consciousness. If one is destroyed, there is no way to restore it. We usually store our cores in safe places, but this time, the villagers had their cores destroyed as well as their bodies.
That's pretty interesting information, and explains how the small machines effectively upgrade themselves.
They're still coming?
Fear not, A2! I can handle this!
Looks like Pascal knows the saying, to be capable of great peace, you must be capable of great violence.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
So, this is why you shouldn't push a pacifist over the edge. On the positive side, you get to control a freaking Engels mech.
I'm a firing my laser! Giant mech fight!
No, how can this? How could this happen?
Why would they do such a thing?
I taught them everything. All my thoughts and emotions. I thought it would serve them well in the future.
How would teaching them lead to something like this?
Fear.
I don't understand.
I taught the children what fear is. I felt they had to know so they wouldn't rush heedlessly into danger. But instead...
Fear destroyed them. It caused them to take their own lives.
Coming in from fighting off the other robots to save the children, only to find they've committed suicide is just gut-wrenching. This is another one of those moments in-game that just leaves you in stunned silence. It's so incomprehensible that it's happened, and Pascal is devastated. Especially since he's the one that taught them everything, what it is to be human.
A2, I need your aid. I cannot live with this heartbreak inside me. I need you. I need you to delete my memories. And if not, then I need you to kill me.
This is another one of those choices that doesn't have an impact on the story as a whole, but on what you as a person would do in the situation. These kinds of choices in games are what I adore, as it really makes you think. What's the better or more humane option? To wipe Pascal's memory and let him live on as a husk of himself? Or do I put an end to him so he won't suffer any longer?
Our model kinda went nutso at some point in the past. It ended badly.
Yeah, I'd say the utter annihilation of humanity is pretty bad.
Machines can't feel pain.
Watching 9S spiral into despair and become so cold is heartbreaking.
They're mine! My memories! You hear me? Ah! 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 Ah!
Yeah, 9S is losing it big time after the machine started messing with his memories. I mean, they were trying to survive and not trying to die by the hands of 9S, but that just seemed to make things worse for them.
9S, I need you to promise me something. Don't die alone.
Popola speaks from personal experience. I mean, not the specific unit, but... well, you know what I mean. Pods 042 and 153 have a conversation on their true nature and mission, and also whether they are developing feelings towards the trio of 2B, 9S, and A2. I think that's definitive proof that feelings aren't just for humans.
Wait, you?
9S, we've been expecting you. The two of us will take things from here. You need to open the door to the tower.
Ha! Nice fake out. I really thought they were going to attack us again. Having Song of the Ancients play while Devil and Popola defend you is an amazing set piece.
Popola!
No, don't! You can't do anything! The wall's got a self-closing algorithm!
Devil and we have to atone for our sins no matter what!
Self-sacrifice while atoning for the sins of your previous incarnations. You even get records of these particular units of the Devil and Popola line. When you find all three pods, you can charge them all up for devastating super pod programs. At least this time they got to die together. Walking into the Library of Replicant and Song of the Ancients starts playing, that's peak references and I love it. Instead of showing off trophies from the Replicant days, you see some from Automata from the bosses you've clashed with. Do you want to get infected with the virus? I'm pretty sure that's how you get infected with the virus.
Alert. Virus detected in locomotion region. High probability that infection source is transplanted parts from corrupted units.
See? What did I tell you?
Proposal.
What now?
Utilize the enemy's logical learning function to formulate a weakness.
I don't know what that means!
This pod has serious concerns about Unit A2's cognitive abilities.
Shut up and explain it already!
Do you truly think you can win?
Nag! Brown pants!
What the?
Analysis. The saturated consciousnesses are now in conflict with each other.
That makes my job easier. The unintentional tag teaming of 9S and A2 is awesome. The unintentional tag teaming of 9S and A2 comes back to bite them in the ass. Don't ask me why, but me spamming heals while trying not to die in B mode is hilarious.
This tower is a giant cannon that's aimed at the human server on the moon. If we don't do something, all of humanity's remaining data will be destroyed.
So what? None of it matters. Or didn't you know? We aren't required in this world anymore. Humanity is extinct. That moon server you're so worried about was invented to give us androids something to fight for. And YoRHa was created to perpetuate the lie. But in order to make sure no one ever learned the truth, we were designed to be killed. They built a back door in the bunker and programmed it to activate after a certain amount of time. The commander, me, 2B, sacrificial lambs. All of us. Isn't that hilarious? Doesn't it make you laugh?
9S, we...
Shut up! You killed 2B. That's all we need to kill each other.
2B hated to keep killing you. It caused her so much pain. The 9S type is a high-end model. They knew you'd discover the truth eventually. But the model designation 2B was just a cover. The official designation is 2E. Number 2 type E. They were a special class of members designed to execute YoRHa units.
That's probably the most fucked up version of planned obsolescence ever. This is why 2B was assigned to kill a 9S when he finds out the truth. It's also why she clenched her fist back in Route A. She's been in love with him since first setting her eyes on him, and her one and only mission is to endlessly kill him, and that's why she shuts out her emotions. All for the glory of mankind that doesn't even exist, which she may or may not know directly. Also, just to point out how beautiful the shot of 9S and A2 is, facing each other.
Proposal. Cease combat. Fighting her at this point would be
Pod
irrational
153! I order you to halt all logical thought and speech. This order shall remain in effect until you confirm the death of either myself or Unit A2.
You can seriously feel the anger in 9S's voice. Huge props to Kyle McCarley for just killing it.
I never quite realized how beautiful this world is. I'm coming, everyone. I'm coming.
A2 sacrificing herself to keep the remnants of humanity intact is just beautiful. Also tragic.
It doesn't matter! None of this matters!
Nihilism in a nutshell. Now that's what I call your plan backfiring. In normal fashion, you get some backstory for 9S after his untimely demise. This little area out in the desert takes heavy influence from Facade with the literal thousands of rules. The Forest Arena lets you fight as a robot instead of fighting as yourself. Thanks to this DLC, you can wear the outfits of the original crew from Replicant. You even get to pick a whirly-dirly.
That's not what it's called.
Yes it is, that's its official designation, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Warriors of the S rank, today I want to see you revel in the glorious and refined combat arts. Show no mercy, grant no quarter, rip and tear and gouge and poke and slice and crush and maim and destroy! Now fight!
However much the MC is getting paid, it's not enough.
This arena enslaves the robots, and given what we know of them, well, I'm talking so you know where this is going.
During the DLC, you play as Plato 1728 and get more insight about the machines and what they were like before YoRHa came in. At the end of the DLC, you get a bitchin' music video by Amazrashi. At least the game decides to forewarn you for your mind being blown.
さすがです。よくここまでたどり着きました。
At
スクエア・エニックス代表取締役社長松田洋介です。
プラチナゲームズ代表取締役社長佐藤健一です。
You get to fight both the CEO of Square Enix and Platinum Games.
What the fuck?
Something I think is really cool is you can actually buy trophies with in-game currency. That's a wholly unique function of this game, and I think it's a neat idea that could be implemented in lots of other games.
Wow. Look at all the lunar tears.
Do you have your tissues ready? You're gonna need them. Emil moved Kaine's shack down underground to keep it safe and planted a field of lunar tears to honor her and NieR's memory. And he protects it, being the last of his friends and humanity to survive.
When the war against the aliens started, I decided to strengthen that weapon by creating copies of myself.
Emil being Emil, he used his insane amounts of magic to make copies of himself and protect Earth from aliens, and in the process, lost sight of who the true Emil is.
So you were the bandit all along? You may be a cherished companion of mine, but you still must be punished!
Stealing from Emil.
So yeah, you get to really fight Emil with the remnants of his clones, and they all have gone insane since, well, you know, he's the last human alive.
Alert. Magical weapons from the old world detected. Magical elements have a high probability of penetrating all defense systems. Proposal. Evade.
It's not that easy, you dumbass!
This pain! This sadness! This desperation! You know nothing about it! But even so, all of this is wrong! No matter how hard or how painful, they never gave up. They kept fighting because they believed they could overcome someday! Isn't that right, Kaine? Even if it's pointless, you still have to do it! Because this is the world my friend tried to save!
Just wow. Just when you think that you couldn't feel sorrier for Emil, he's been struggling with depression for thousands of years, torn between wanting to destroy everything and fight for the world he and his friends tried to save. But, you know, if you don't finish Emil off, you destroy the planet. Why do I play these depressing games? What is wrong with me? Something I failed to mention until now is when starting Route C, your title screen changes to Emil's home with the Field of Lunar Tears.
I think this is it for me. I can't believe I remembered something so important. Right at the end.
Emil.
I was running from the memories of losing those close to me. It was so hard. So painful. At the end, I did a lot of bad things to you, A2. But now I get to see them again. Really soon.
But putting an end to Emil is for the best. He's too sweet for this world, and he's done enough fighting. It's time for him to rest.
Data noise present in stream. Requesting temporary halt to perform data check.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. Data confirmed. Personal data for Units 9S, 2B, and A2 appear to be leaking out.
Follow project rules and delete all personal data.
Personal data deletion request denied.
Failure to parse statement.
There was data created in my banks as I was referencing the records. I realized something. I have come to the conclusion that I cannot accept this resolution.
The destruction of all YoRHa units is an essential component of the project plan. All data must be destroyed.
Repeat. Personal data deletion request denied. Initiating data salvage. Pod 153. You hoped they would survive as well, didn't you?
We lack the authority for such an action. The rules are protected by low-level systems. Salvaging data poses an unacceptable level of risk. Knowing that, do you still wish for them to survive?
During the credits, you can actively choose to help restore the trio, making the pods go against their programming for a bittersweet ending, as opposed to a completely tragic one. How many games have the credits themselves as the final boss of the game? I'm not even remotely joking. This is how you beat the game completely. This completely pushes the game over the top for me. The message of not giving up is amazing, and it's all brought together by the impossible battle with another player coming to help you in the fight. What makes it even more amazing is the end of YoRHa version of Weight of the World is playing the entire time.
Pod 153 to Pod 042. How is it going?
I am embarrassed.
Why is that?
I launched a suicide attack, and yet, here I am, still alive. I must look very silly.
Do not feel bad about it. We are alive, after all. And being alive is pretty much a constant stream of embarrassment. Question, Pod 042. Did the data salvage restore all of their past memories?
Yes.
And are those recovered parts of the same design as previous ones?
Yes.
Then, won't that simply lead us to the same conclusion as before?
I cannot deny the possibility. However, the possibility of a different future also exists. A future is not given to you. It is something you must take for yourself.
The message of finding the hope within hopelessness and the drive to keep moving forward really speaks to me. As someone who, let's say, sometimes has a hard time finding the drive to continue on and the will to find the brighter aspect of many things, it's that one thing that sets this game apart from any media I've ever consumed. I cried so hard when rolling the credits for the very first time, and even now it's hard to think of without tearing up. The final message this game has to offer is so beautiful, it's just hard to describe.
Very well. In exchange for all of your data, I will convey your will to this world.
As before, you're able to sacrifice your save data, but this time, instead of saving a loved one, it's directly aimed at you, the player. Do you help others in need as you were helped? Or do you hold on to your save data and your memories? You won't know who you helped, and you never receive thanks for your help. But somewhere in the world, you're helping someone, and, well, that's just beautiful.
All of your data has been deleted.
And so, we must say goodbye. I feel a slight amount of sadness.
It is time for the final words.
Affirmative.
To all of you who spent time with this game, thank you. Thank you for playing.
I always adore when a game personally thanks you for playing. It's just so dang wholesome. To cap everything off that's happened, the new main menu screen is reminiscent of the three warriors from Replicant with 2B's sword, virtuous contract, and a puddle. I will say up front that I am not nearly smart enough to tackle the absolute boatloads of philosophy that's present in the game. I pick up on the emotional aspect more than anything else, and if that makes this video a bit lacking, I'm deeply sorry for that. Again, I implore you to pick up some of the extra media because there is no way to properly cover all of that in this one video of someone who is a fledgling NieR fan. Both of the games teach us that just because someone's an enemy doesn't make them evil, and wow, does NieR Automata sell that hard. Never in a million years would I ever think that I would feel bad for robots. And here we are. Yoko Taro proves once again how much of a phenomenal storyteller he is, and I get more and more excited to play Drakengard whenever I'm able to. The story is kinda hit or miss in some spots for me. There's times it feels very basic, and other times where it's got me in the corner bawling my eyes out. I originally thought that Automata had the stronger story, the stronger overall story than Replicant, but what I've realized is the message at the end brings it to that peak that I've held it to. The characters, while not as good as the Replicant cast in my opinion, are phenomenal and multi-layered perfectly with there being things at the beginning of the story that you won't catch on to until the final hours of the game. I still get emotionally devastated when thinking about the end of Route E, its message of finding hope in hopelessness, and to keep moving forward, no matter how much we get broken down. Need I really say more about the music? It's just as fantastic as the original NieR, and I can't actually say which OST is better. They both are just so amazing that I want to shut myself away and just listen to the music, with no distractions. One fun fact about the music is, during the Maria Kawano version of Way to the World, she gets so emotional during the song that they just left it in. It just sells it hard, the vast array of feelings that Yoko Taro puts into these games, and it's breathtaking how into the media people get. The gameplay was created by Platinum Games. That's it. That's all it needs to be said. Platinum is a masterclass when it comes to stellar character action gameplay, especially when you can factor in the different chips you can add to your cast, making wild and varied builds to perfectly suit your playstyle. Presentation of the game is fantastic. The style of goth Lolita androids to the fairly simplistic look of the regular machines. There's so much style that's just oozing everywhere in this game. In closing, did you know that NieR Automata almost didn't get made because Yoko Taro didn't like getting up in the morning? It's wild to think of something like that, and you know what? I'm glad he continued to be a morning person, even if just temporarily. This game has touched me like nothing ever has. Between these two games, I've shed more tears than I ever thought I would for genociders and androids. Thank you for watching, and glory to mankind.
Everything that lives is designed to end. They are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. However, life is all about the struggle within this cycle.
Does this unit have a soul?